Bro, sometimes silence cuts deeper than the breakup itself. You ever sit next to someone and feel like they're 1,000 miles away? Like you're sharing the same room, but not the same world? That's not love on pause. That's love already packing its bags in secret. The body's there, but the connection is on life support. And here's the dangerous part. She won't tell you it's over. Not in plain words. She'll keep the routines alive. She'll smile at the right moments. She'll act just normal enough to keep you second guessing. But the warmth, the quiet magic that used to live between you, has already started to fade. You'll notice it in the tiniest fractures, the slight delay before she answers, the pauses in her sentences, the way her hand no longer reaches for yours without thinking, the way her laughter happens without looking at you. Most men don't miss these signs because they're blind. They miss them because they're afraid to accept what they already feel in their gut. So instead of giving you surface level red flags, I'm going to give you the deep emotional truths that hit when she's already halfway gone. And you're the last to know. 1. She no longer seeks your pride. You used to be the first call when she won, even over the smallest things. A raise, a personal goal, even a good day at work. She wanted you to see her shine. Now, she's achieving things and posting them for the world to see, without even telling you. Not because she forgot, because your approval no longer fuels her. She's looking for validation somewhere else, or she's already found it. It doesn't always mean she's cheating, but it does mean she no longer sees you as the emotional mirror she wants to reflect in. When a woman stops caring whether you're proud of her, she's no longer holding you in the center of her world. 2. She stops arguing and starts detaching. There was a time when disagreement meant passion. She raised her voice because she cared enough to fight for understanding. Now, she's quiet. She lets things slide. She checks out mid-conversation. And while silence may feel peaceful in the moment, it's far more dangerous than yelling, because it means she's no longer invested in fixing anything. Once the fight is gone, the will to stay is usually right behind it. 3rd, her social life turns into a private life. You used to know her plans, not because you were controlling, but because she wanted to share them. Now, she's just going out with friends, with no names, no invites, no details. It's not about the night out. It's about the shift from inclusion to secrecy. She's building a separate life, an emotional world where you're no longer a natural part of the picture. When your presence starts to feel like an intrusion to her, that's the quiet beginning of the end. 4. She starts comparing you to other men. When you start hearing, other guys do this, or a real man would. That's not harmless conversation. That's projection. She's rewriting the story in her mind to justify why she's pulling away. And here's the brutal truth. Once she starts comparing you to someone else, whether it's a real person or just an idealized version in her head, you're no longer being seen as you. You're being weighed against a fantasy you can't win against. 5. Intimacy turns into obligation. This one stings. Affection changes. The hugs feel like routine, not instinct. The kisses feel like a checkbox, not desire. You notice she's physically there, but mentally somewhere else. Sex starts to feel like a distraction from the growing distance, not a way to close it. The connection in her touch is gone. And that's because emotional intimacy always dies before physical intimacy does. 6. Your peace starts irritating her. At one time, your calmness made her feel safe. Now, it frustrates her. She says you're too chill or don't care enough. Why? Because your stability is a mirror to her inner chaos. And when someone's emotionally drifting, that calm doesn't ground them. It reminds them how far out of alignment they are. Instead of facing it, she projects it back on you, turning your consistency into a flaw. 7. Public praise, private distance. She'll talk you up to her friends, family, or online. He's such a good guy. But behind closed doors, she's cold, distracted, detached. This isn't affection. This is image management. She's keeping the outside appearance clean, while the inside quietly decays. It's not praise. It's guilt control. 8. She loses her softness with you, the tenderness that made you feel at home. Her tone, her smile, the way her eyes softened fades. Her voice sharpens, her eyes flatten. The warmth in her energy disappears. And here's the hardest truth. She's still physically there, but the woman you fell for is gone. Not because of one fight or one bad week, but because her heart has already shifted somewhere else. Once the softness dies, so does the sense that you're her safe place. The truth you need to hear. A woman rarely leaves all at once. It's not a sudden switch, it's a slow drift. And the signs are always there for the man willing to see them. The question isn't, is she cheating? The question is she still here with me? Don't chase clarity from someone who's already emotionally checked out. Don't beg for connection from someone who's replaced it with distance. Because every time you try to fix it without her effort, you bleed out a little more of yourself. Sometimes the real act of strength isn't catching her. It's catching yourself before you break, trying to hold on to someone who already let go. If you feel this, make the decision now. I choose my peace.